So you're snowboarding around the mountain, you're feeling like a boss, you know, you're doing some jumps, you're killing it, and you're like one of the best in your group, but are you an expert snowboarder? Well, in this video, I'm gonna let you know if you are or not an expert snowboarder, because this is, I guess, my idea of what an expert snowboarder should be able to do if you wanna, you know, when you're filling out waivers or whatever, and you're like, skill level. Expert. So first things first, an expert snowboarder should simply be able to carve their snowboard. But when I say carve, I mean like carve their snowboard. Really get their board on edge. Transition from toes to heels, leaving the thinnest line behind them, looking steezy, adding a lot of style into their actual riding. You know, there is no like question of, can I stop here? Can I make this turn? You are absolutely owning your edges. You are in complete control of what your snowboard is doing when it's on the snow. That also means that you're not, you know, back foot ruddering, kind of being scrapey with your turns. You're really solid and set. The next thing an expert snowboarder can do is absolutely ride everything on the mountain, from shredding in the trees, making perfect turns in the trees, not running into trees, to riding super steep terrain, whether that's a bowl or steep trees, or just riding moguls off-piste terrain. You can ride every aspect, anything on the trail map. You can show up and you can rip that. That means you're an expert snowboarder. You're not just stuck or locked in onto the groom runs. You're not riding flat, very spaced out trees. No, you're getting into the tightest, narrowest expert level tree riding you can get. That's going to make you an expert snowboarder. The other thing expert snowboarders are able to do is put on a helmet that rocks the evolution sticker. That does kind of bring up your ability level. So if you don't have one of those yet, nag one. They're all linked in the description. More of a joke, but the next thing is really the ability to get anywhere. Like if Cody was like, hey, we need to be over on that side of the run from this spot. How hard is it going to be for me to get over there? For me, it'd be very, very easy. Whether that's traversing or penguin walking or reading the terrain, I can get to any spot of this mountain with ease and not have to worry about unstrapping, walking, figuring out. I have the ability to get anywhere, even if it's flat. And that's what kind of makes you an expert snowboarder, because then the group's not waiting on you. You didn't like fall in the powder and can't stand up. You know, the ability to just be mobile. You're just as quick as a skier to get anywhere. That is a huge sign of whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or expert snowboarder. Now, of course, I don't think you could be an expert snowboarder unless you go into the terrain park. I think expert snowboarders are people that can do everything on the mountain, and that does include the terrain park. So first thing with the park, can you 50-50 boxes and rails and do at least a backside board slide on boxes and rails? You got to be able to slide some steel to be able to consider yourself an expert. If you got the mountain absolutely dominated, well, go put some time in the park. You'll get those skills, because park skills translate to mountain skills, and mountain skills translate into the park. So it all feeds and ebbs, and I think if you want to be an expert snowboarder, you got to be able to do all of it, which leads to the final skill or thing that I think that kind of makes you an expert snowboarder, and that's jumps. Not only can you just straight air very large big jumps, but can you 360 frontside and backside, even just like a small 10-foot jump. The ability to do 360s shows another level of not only commitment to the sport, because it does take time to learn those, especially on bigger jumps, but just control and air awareness. So I think that's important when you're considering yourself an expert snowboarder. Then of course, if you can do 360 on park jumps, you can come onto the runs and bust huge 360s on side hits and stuff like that. Forgot to mention that once you become an expert rider, style has officially taken over. You are fluid with your board completely, allowing your own personal style, because style is unique to a single person, to come through and to start translating in your turns and in your tricks. And overall, you are a stylish snowboard on top of being a good snowboarder. Those are kind of my thoughts of, are you an expert snowboarder? Kind of just trying to help you guys level set, figure out where you're at, so then you can think about, well, you know, I can't really hit rails, so maybe I should get into the park. Or you're like, oh man, I dominate the green runs, the blue runs, the black runs, but the moment the trees pop up, like, I don't have it. So go out there, practice, get better. Of course, fill in the comments, what do you think makes a person an expert snowboarder, or whether you are on that level or not. I'd love to know, and then maybe we'll make another one of these. Mention if you are a professional level, high level snowboarder. What's above expert? I don't know, but I do know you should hit the like button, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. Keep evolving. We'll see you guys tomorrow for another video. It is daily on the channel. We do stuff like this daily.